The Foreign Minister has channelled a former Labor leader as she works to repair relations with Beijing. Penny Wong has used the annual Whitlam Oration to outline the modern challenges of the relationship as a review of Chinese trade sanctions prepares to deliver its findings.
Men and women of Australia,
a modern minister,
my fellow citizens,
channeling a Labor legend.
Men and women of Australia.
50 years ago to the day, Gough Whitlam stood in Blacktown's Bowman Hall, declaring it was time for a change.
It's time for a new vision for our nation and for the region in which we live.
A region coming to grips with the emergence of a new power, China. Half a century later, Penny Wong took to the same stage, bearing a different message.
We seek to cooperate where we can, and will disagree where we must, and we will engage in our national interests.
Whitlam laid the foundation stone in modern relations with China, becoming the first serving Prime Minister to visit the country in 1973. In her first major address on home soil since the election, Penny Wong reflects on the relationship's modern challenges.
The China of today is not the same as the China of the 1970s or even the 2000s. Some may prefer to pretend otherwise, but President Xi himself has made that clear.
Warning China's ascension has widened divisions between our countries.
As China has sought to assert itself in the world, those differences have become harder to manage.
Among the most difficult, China's $20 billion trade sanctions targeting a range of Australian industries.
So we need to make sure any meeting with China ensures that we continue to stand up for our Australian values.
The former Morrison government launched an appeal against China's sanctions with the World Trade Organisation nearly 2 years ago. Sky News understands those proceedings are nearing their conclusion, with a final report to be delivered early next year.
We will always raise issues with China that are in Australia's national interests.
In continued efforts to counter the influence of China in the region, Penny Wong is planning another visit to the Pacific by Christmas. This time, a bipartisan effort to be accompanied by her shadow minister, Simon Birmingham.
You see, we want to be partners, not patriarchs.
The passage of time will show whether this is a turning point for relations in our region, like we saw all those years ago. Cameron Redden, Sky News.